So hey guys, I'm back. It's been a long time since I have a deck profile. So today I will be showing you the updated version of my Mahar Nirvana deck. First, let's start with the starter. Grade 0. The seconds, draw 2. Reno, when rolled upon by Rayu. Search for a trick star from the deck, and you can superior call it. Then, because of course Ryu, when rolled upon by Party Divine Dragon Nirvana, you search for a Soul plus 1 and you search for a original Virina and add it to hand and shuffle the deck. Of course, Nirvana, Flores, actually CB1, discard a card. I mean CB1 on attack. All the overdressed units gets 10k and himself. And an act phase, discard one card and revive a grade 0 from your job, essentially Trickstar. So that's out of the way. This one move on to the grade 4s because the festival collection is not yet released. So play 4 Mahar Nirvana. So I already explained the skill of its last video, so next would be the overdressed units. After Mahar Nirvana, I'm running 3 copies of Esperadia. Now, essentially why I run 3 copies, because I added a card that can search for at least one or a trick star, and it will later. So after Esperadia, of course, I run 1 copy of Expecta. Now, of course, I already explained these in the last video. Essentially, when CB1, he gains a crit, 15k in a crit, and he removes all his original dress and put it in the drop zone. Next would be the grade 2s. So I'm running 4 copies of Virina Arcs. Yeah, straightforward. When overdressed this turn, he gains 5k and you CB1, draw 2. Next, I'm running 2 copies of the original Virinas. Just a bit plus 10k beater, and when it's on the Divine Dragon Nirvana turn, he gains another 10k. So 30k attacker. Yeah. If Persona Ride, it will be 40. Now, the last of the grade 2s is maybe controversial. I'm running 1 copy of an order card, which is Sublimating Wish. You play this with Soul plus 1 and choose one of your overdressed units, and it gets the auto ability. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, essentially you countercharge 1. So let's say you choose this overdressed unit. So when it attacks for 23k, you countercharge, of course. Then when you restand, when this attacks again, but essentially you get 2 countercharges in 1 turn. And I think it might be this release in set 4. Yes, in set 4. Now the grade 1s. First, I added a new card from set 9, which is Strike Equipped Dragon Stragalio. Now his skill, when you discard one, when on place from hand, you discard a card from your hand and search for your deck for at least for up to 1 card with overdress ability or 1 trick star. So when you play this in your first grade, so its condition must be met when you have a Vanguard with Nirvana. So if either it's Mahar or just the Party Divine Dragon Nirvana. So essentially, I played this to search for Expecta or this or this, because maybe in late game I don't have enough cards in hand, so I need to draw. With him, I essentially get a free filter from a deck, and with him for late game purposes. So after Trogalio, next I'm running 2 copies of Amelia. Now I already explained this in the last video that I made for this for deck profile for Mahar. Essentially, if you are in second turn, you get to ride to grade 4 first and to any of your opponents. Next would be running 3 copies of Trogalio. Now I prefer Retsuji over Amelia because Amelia just superior rides your Vanguard, while Retsuji, if you don't have any overdress units left in the deck, then essentially he can bring it back from the drop zone and add it to your hand. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. The last of the grade ones, I think, is of course Twin Blocker Dragon. If you have 2 or less cards in your hand, you may use this without this card. So it's very good. So first and the last units, I think I would be Trickstar. Of course, the star of the show, or the start of the star of this deck, because you need this, at least one of these, to overdress. Enough said. And also, he has a resist. It cannot be targeted by cards effects like Retire or Bind. Now I will be proceeding to triggers. Of course, it'll be over trigger. It's very good. Dravida. When activated on drive trick turn, your Vanguard card may stand, so you can multiple attack. If you have a full 2 boards of Esperadia and Mahar, essentially you have 6 attacks. Enough said. Of course, I'm pushing for damage. I'm running at least 8 crits, so that if your opponent doesn't guard, they might punish. So I'm running 8 crits. So of course this, the effect crit or the effect trigger, after boosting, you put into soul, and just one of your units, it gains 2k. So if you don't have enough soul, just put this, if you're on your last legs, you either put this in the back and boost so that you may have soul for Esperadia. Next would be running 3 draws. Upset because this deck's sometimes prone to deck out. So some run 4 draws because they don't have enough draws. So I experienced this, so I'm running 3 copies. Lastly would be the heals. I'm running 3 regular heals and 1 effect crit. Of course, when you, I already explained this also, when the attacking unit gains a crit without triggers, or just gains a crit because of its own ability, this gains 15k, so 25k shield. Now of course, regular heal, it's in the trial deck, and yeah, that would be it. And I hope that my updated list can help you win games or maybe tournaments, because with this list in my locals, managed to win 2nd place, which is very frustrating. I almost won. Yeah, because some of my opponents there, of course Doti, is very hard. And of course the meta Chronojet is also very hard there. With the release of tomorrow, maybe in June 7th, June 9th will be the release of set 10, and of course the premium set Messiah. Hope this list can at least beat one of them. Maybe updating the triggers with the effect triggers that can, if you're stride for Messiah, the effect triggers from set 9. And yeah, that would be it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.